or some other example that comes to mind. I remember last year we were in Narasimha Chaturdasi, and I remember giving a lecture on how Narasimhadev is non-different from Mahaprabhu, trying to emphasize this non-dual conception. Mahaprabhu is the golden lion, Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, and Krishna is the source of all avatars, Narasimhadev included. So all these avatars are the same person. Narasimha is an aspect of Mahaprabhu for us Gaudiyas. He's not a different person. He's not a different God. This is a very basic point. But have you thought about that? And how you think about that? Because usually we don't stop sometime and really reflect upon the thing. So the result of lack of reflection is that in a case like this, we may eventually realize, oh my gosh, I have a dualistic notion of God. I'm thinking as Narasimhadev as one person, and Krishna is another person. He's Mahaprabhu, he's Narasimhadev, he's Matsya, here's Kurma. How do we internally relate to all these ideas in our bhajan, in our practice? How do we relate to all these unlimited faces of the Absolute, which are asankhya according to the Bhagavatam, uncountable? So do we relate to them as being one person, one same person expressing itself differently, non-dual foundation? Do we relate to them in non-dual terms, in other words, or do we relate to them through dualistic thinking, which will affect our avideya and prayojan, if that's not in proper place in our sambandha? So all faces of God, again, they are different in one sense, but are still the same person. So how much we are contemplating that, and how much all that works in our mind, in our head, in our conception. There's diversity, but too much diversification can make us dualistic very easily. And although we have a non-dual foundation, as we mentioned as Gaudiyas, in principle, if we don't have the foundation in our own foundation, so to say, we just become kind of polytheistic, because we will see many gods disconnected from one another, instead of one non-dual reality. So try to think about that. We are not polytheistic, but we may think in those terms by thinking, here's Narasimhadev, here's this, here's that. Of course, and all of us can say, no, they are all one. We can say that. But we may lack that realization. So we may be monotheistic and non-dual on a lip level, but on the realization level, we may still remain polytheistic, for example.